Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss the solution of the problem print bracket number. So let us look at the problem statement. The problem statement says that given a string str, the task is to find the bracket number, that is, for each bracket in str, return I if the bracket is the ith opening or closing bracket to appear in the string. So for instance, if this is the string which is given to us, so this is the first opening bracket because of which this one comes from there. This is the second opening bracket because of which 2 is over here. This is the second closing bracket because of which 2. This is the closing bracket of first, so because of which 1, and then these are the opening and closing bracket, or the third opening and closing bracket because of which we are printing 3 and 3. So that's about the problem statement, folks. Now let us discuss the solution of this problem. So in order to discuss the solution of the problem, let us take an example. So let us say the str which is given to us is this. So let us say this is the str which is given to us. Now what we are going to do is we are going to take a stack. So let us say this is the stack which we have, and we will have a counter variable with us, and the initial value of counter is 1. So once we have these two values, what we are going to do is we are going to iterate on the string str. And while iterating, if we encounter an opening bracket, then we are going to push count on the stack, and after pushing we are going to increment count by 1. So count will be equals to count plus 1 after pushing on to the stack. Similarly, if we encounter a closing bracket, then in such case all we have to do is we need to pop an element from the stack. So let us say we popped an element from a stack, and this element indicates our bracket number, and in this way we will be able to assign bracket number to each of the brackets. So now let us work with an example in order to implement this concept. So the first opening bracket we have encountered over here. So for rest of the cases where it is not an opening or a closing bracket, we are just going to skip those terms, and the first opening bracket we have encountered it over here. Now at this position the value of count is 1, so we are going to insert 1 into our stack, and iterating forward, at this position we have encountered our second opening bracket, so again we are going to append count onto the stack. And remember, in the first stage we have incremented the count by 1, so over here it will be 2, and these two values we will also have our answer array with us, and these two values are something which we have added in our answer list as well. So 1 2 is there in the answer list, as well as 1 2 is there on the stack as well. Now let us proceed forward. At this position we have encountered a closing bracket. So once we have encountered a closing bracket, what we are going to do is we are going to pop an element from the stack. So 2 will be popped from here, and 2 is what we are going to put it on in our answer list. Now let us proceed forward. The next bracket which we are encountering is a closing bracket. So again we have to pop an element from the stack. So we will pop this element, and then that element will come over here. So this becomes 1. And remember, the value of count as of now is 3. So initially it was 1, then it becomes 2, and now it is 3. Now again we have encountered an opening bracket. So the count will go over here, and the count variable will get increased to 4. After that we are encountering a closing bracket. So before we get into a closing bracket, this 3 will also come over here, and then we are encountering a closing bracket. So because of which we will go ahead and pop this, and 3 is what will be here, and towards the end we are going to return answer. So that's the discussion of the solution, folks. Now let us discuss the pseudocode for this problem. So let us say we want to assign numbers to bracket, and the string is given to us. What we are going to do is we are going to take a stack, and we are going to take a answer variable with us, and also we will have a count variable, and the initial value of this count will be equals to 1. Now what we are going to do is we are going to iterate on a string. So for s in string, if s is an opening bracket, then in such cases we are going to append count on the stack. So let us append it, and this count also we will go ahead and append in our answer variable as well. So answer.append count, and then let us increase our count variable by 1. Otherwise, if this is not a opening bracket, then we are going to check if this is a closing bracket. If this is a closing bracket, then we are going to pop an element from the stack. So let us say x is equals to stack.pop, and this is what we are going to append in our answer.append x. And once we have completed this for loop, towards the end we are simply going to return answer. So this is the pseudo code, folks. Now let us see how we have implemented this in C++ and Python. So this is the Python implementation of our pseudo code. So just like in pseudo code, we have two lists with us, stack and answer, and then a count variable, and then we are checking whether it's an opening bracket or a closing bracket. If it's an opening bracket, then we are appending count on stack as well as an answer, and then we are increasing our count. If it is a closing bracket, then we are popping an element from the stack and we are pushing it on the answer. So that's the Python implementation, folks. Now let us submit this solution. So our Python solution got accepted. Now let us look at the C++ implementation. So the C++ implementation is also the same. So here we have a stack and answer with us, and then we have a count and the initial value is 1. Again, we are iterating on the string and we are checking if it is an opening bracket or a closing bracket. If it's an opening bracket, then we are pushing count on answer as well as on the stack and increasing our count by 1. Otherwise, if it's a closing bracket, then we are popping an element from the stack and then we are pushing that element on the answer list. And then towards the end, we are returning answer. So that's the whole code, folks. Now let us submit our solution. So our C++ implementation got accepted. That is all from this video, folks. In case if you have any question or comment regarding this video, please feel free to use the comment section and I'll try to address them. Thank you.